Hey everybody, Snigby here from Snigby Gaming, getting ready to jump in and do a little bit of leveling up here. I wanted to point out that right now I'm a level 33 Warden, getting ready to run in and complete the book 3 and then move on to book number 4. Book number 4 is called Chasing the Shadows. And if we look at that on the Lotro Wiki, you'll notice that Volume 4, the levels are roughly 37 through 40. And, again, I am still just a level 33. 4 levels is probably a little bit more than what I want to take on. So I'm going to go ahead and level up a couple of levels, probably get up to about 35, and run through that. So the way I'm going to level this time, we've been doing a lot of questing through the environment, but there's a different way that you can go about your leveling, and it's with the instances. What an instance is basically just you can launch it from anywhere in the world, and it's think of it as just a short-term quest. And I'm going to go ahead and do the Trouble at Tuckborough. This is the second time I've tried to record this episode, but I wanted to get it right for you, so you're not hearing me just fumble around with what I was trying to do. With an instance, you actually get to call in an assistant. We started doing some of the instances when we had a really laggy environment the other day. Yeah, I got some low points, don't know why. But the thing about instances is you really want to just go ahead and run these, and they're a great way to get experience. So right now I'm level 33. I need about 4,000 experience for level 34, and again I'm shooting for level 35. Now in these camps, and basically I am in a skirmish camp. There are these two characters here called Skirmish Trainers and Skirmish Captains. Your Skirmish Captain allows you to manage your traits. So you'll notice I actually have an attribute here, an empty attribute slot. This is where I could change from an archer back to a warrior if I wanted to. I'm using the female Rohirrim skin. You also have the male Rohirrim. You could go out there and use that as well. And then you can also train up your skills. And over time, you'll receive more skill points. And so the skills, so here you're looking at pinpoint shot and distracting shot. These are skills for my archer. The training, again, training for my archer, practice critical. Train your soldier to land more critical strikes. And medium armor training, so they can actually be a little bit tougher when they're going through here. And then you also have personal, and basically this is the armored assault. I'm a tank, so I want to go ahead and make my armor a little bit tougher as we go through. Now, once I get to, in this case, to level 49, a new slot will open up, and I can actually use more attributes or more skills, and we can go ahead and train those up as you go through here. In addition to those, you actually have skills, and there are different types of skills that you can train up here. Again, the different classes, you can see you've got basically a version of all the classes in Lord of the Rings. So Herbalist, that would be your healer, right? This is somebody that can heal you if you're in battle. A Sage would be like the mage, something along those lines. Banner Guard. Banner Guard is more like a champion. Kind of go out there and run in and do things. Your archer, that's what I'm running here. So you can see we've got some refocus, allows them to do a little bit of healing in the middle of combat. Pinpoint strike, distracting, and as I level up, again, more traits will become available, more skills, and we go through here. Now, you'll notice that on the training, if I go ahead and just look at what I have out here already. Medium armor costs 98 points to level up. I've got 3,400 marks. So if I go ahead and train that, you'll notice that they bump up to 106. So it becomes more and more expensive to train up your skills over time. So it's 80 now. If I go ahead and train it, it jumps to 86. Goes up to 94. And so we can go ahead and train your skills up. Same thing with your personal. So I'm at level 13. Now I'm at 14. Now I'm at 15. So I'm going to go ahead and do those. Eventually we'll come in. We'll actually open up some more trait slots, some more skill slots, and be able to buy them from our skirmish captain, and then train them up through our skirmish trainer, and equip them and run on. So how do we go about actually launching these instances? Well, Control J is your instance panel, and if you're a VIP, basically all of the instances are available to you if you have bought that region. So for example, Moria. Moria was an expansion to the base game. You had to buy Moria to actually get into that area. I bought Moria a long time ago. I bought some of those other regions as we were going through, and so I own quite a few of them. But I got to Mordor, and that's when I stopped, or not Mordor, but Gondor, and I stopped playing. So some of these that as I get later on, I'm not going to own because I just don't own those quest packs. I can become a VIP and get access to them all, which we'll probably end up doing at some point, but not right away. And then you'll also notice, like with Fornost, I can go in and do Wrath of Water, but the Shadow, Fire, and Earth are blocked out because I'm not VIP and I haven't purchased that skill pack yet. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and do the Trouble at Tuckborough. This is an offensive skirmish. You also have defensive skirmishes, the Siege at Gondoman and the Stand at Amansul. So we'll go ahead and do Trouble at Tuckborough, and we'll just get stuck into it, and I'll explain a little more in just a second once this launches. One of the other things I want to point out is that you can run it at level, so level 33, Tier 1 solo. Up here in the top, you can choose the instance to be a Tier 1, 2, or 3. That tells you what type of loot that you're getting. Because I'm really not running this for loot, I'm really not concerned about running it as a Tier 2 or Tier 3. I may do that later just for fun. You can also run it at a higher or lower level. However, if you run it at a lower level, your mark, the amount of marks that you'll earn are lower. If you run at a higher level, the marks that you earn are higher. And then finally, on your size here, you could actually run this as a 12-person raid. Again, the more people that you have, the tougher the challenge, but it's still a lot more fun because you're with your peers and you get to run through and do all that. So we'll be running in Hobbiton.
Goblins lay siege to the great smears of Tuckborough. Provisions are running low, and time is running short.
Okay, so while we were in basically Hobbiton and that area, one of the places we ran around was Tuckborough. And so I'm going to go ahead and just attack here. You'll notice that I've got these chiefsmen that I'm attacking now. These are just very lightly armored people. But there's also this like Deathmonger. He's a lieutenant. And there are different lieutenants that are out there that you can go ahead and fight through. Okay. And every time you kill one of the different types of lieutenants, you basically get a deed. And you can see I've got a Zealot, Vile Defender, Shepherd of the Filth, and so on and so forth. So I do have some of these lieutenants already out here. And the goal here is to go ahead and take out all of the people here. And if it helps if I can put my hands on the right keys. And as you can see, this area has been cleared, and now here in the I've got this little flag that I can claim. Now, when you claim a flag, basically you're saying this area is secured, and we can go ahead and move on. So I'll go ahead and claim it. And all of a sudden, you hear the horns out here, and there's a counterattack, and this counterattack actually comes from this area here. So I'll go ahead and run this. And because I'm a warden, I can go ahead and do these area attacks. And so you'll notice that I've never hit this guy, and he's already down, what, 30-40%, because I've been doing AoE attacks. Okay, another one, so we'll go ahead and I always like to attack the archers so that they're actually in my my area whenever I'm doing this. So that lieutenant actually calls extra people. In this case, they called a vengeful spirit. Okay. I didn't see that the counterattack was completed, but it must have been completed. Oh yeah, there it is. It's in green here. So the counterattack's been defeated. I can go ahead and continue on my way. And I believe the next area that I want to go to is up this little hill. And as you can see, we have a dour hand here, master here. We'll go ahead and get him over. He's going to bring in some other people. We got the she-wolves. They'll probably come in here and see me in a second. And right there, go ahead and bring that guy up. Too far away, can't find them just yet. And a lot of these mobs are actually in teams, so even though this weak Shirewolf was not anywhere near the place where I was attacking, because they were tied together, they went ahead and attacked me and fought me. So this counterattack, I believe, comes from there. Yep. It's been a few days since I played, and my gambits are not coming off my fingers very well. Okay, counterattack has been defeated. It's safe to move on. Now, I did notice whenever that counterattack took up, there was a blue thing, a cackle rolls across the great smells, I'll dig my way in and eating hobbits for dinner. So this will actually be a side instance, and you typically get 2 of those per challenge here. One of them is back at the beginning. There's a big wolf. This one we'll talk about in a second. It's basically just a goblin trying to dig into the top of the smells there. And it's actually that guy up there, but I can't reach him because he's behind a gate. Now, this guy here, if you think you were doing tier 2 or tier 3, you actually can rescue him, and then you got to make sure he survives. So there's some other things that you have out here that allow you to earn additional marks and everything. But again, I am really running this so that I can get the experience, and this is a really good way to get XP. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been running on top of the houses to take these. You don't have to go on top of the house. You can actually go to the front door and do that. And now we got the southern hillside, and there should be a counterattack. Oh, nope, the gates are open. Okay, so the gates are open, but that growl echoes from the west out here. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. This is that wolf instance. Not too bad, but it does mean that you get to run back to the starting area. And the great thing is I am a warden, so I have this nice sprint ability. We'll go ahead and do this, and then we'll come across the top and take care of that second instance too. Alright, so all the way back into where we spawned in, and as we get down here, you'll notice there's this dude, Fifth Rock. I'm going to go ahead and do the sneak attack on him. Okay, so Fifth Rock has fallen. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Basically, go back into Force March. And again, you'll see my deeds here. Just got to go in and slay these different lieutenants. And eventually, I'll get some more marks for doing that. And you'll get to the advanced side and go on. Okay, so at this point, I have secured the eastern hillside. So I need to go up through the top to get to the western hillside. So let's go ahead and continue to run up here. This is where that second counterattack came from, this gate here. As I come across the top, if you remember, there was a dude right down in here. And so, Dash Fob. Okay, so I completed that instance. And there's, by the way, there's 6 of these instances in these. And you can complete them and you get, again, it's a deed that you can complete as you go through. Alright, so let's see if we can get this she-wolf down here, or shire-wolf. See why I don't like the archers, and I like to always run into those guys first. They sit back here and snipe at you. Speaking of archers, I did it again. I actually have an archer that I can call, and the archer will help me out. So let's go ahead and use my archer this time for the rest of this battle to do a little extra damage on these places here. Alright, where's the counterattack coming from? Should be coming over this hill right here. And so my job here, just like you'd expect with any tank, is to get their attention. Okay, now I leveled up and my archers, I out-leveled him, so I'm going to go ahead and dismiss him. There it is. Pet menu, dismiss. And then I'll call him back, and now he's at my level again. I'll go ahead and decline that. On the brink of victory, strike with the brink of victory, so again, I've got more stuffs to be doing. And if you see my archer sitting up there, just taking spot shots, doing what archers are supposed to do. Ooh, I've got his back. It's always good to shoot him in the back. Alright, now I've got that one cleared. I gotta find the little flag. There she was. Alright, I expect the counterattack comes from this area here. Yep. Okay, I can press on. Sorry for the camera work, but these instances, especially on the hills here... Ooh, big lag spike. Let's just run in and do this. Okay, so now we're kind of in the courtyard of the great Tuckborough. So we'll go ahead and clear out this. Blight Lieutenant. Okay, courtyard is clear. We can go ahead and claim the banner here. When we do, the counterattack here is actually the main boss. So it's Fiddleslaw. You'll notice he's green right now because his bad boys up here have to come in and do their counterattack. Again, running this at one level, and basically where I am, it's very, very simple, very straightforward. You'll notice that he's almost dead. Oh, give him the boot. Yes, you're going to give up because I just won. Okay. Let me go ahead and finish up here. And you can see I got some marks and some medallions and some other things. Everybody that I rescued come up here and just great big cheers. And I'm going to go ahead and open up this wooden chest. If you're running this in a fellowship, this is where you get all your good loot. But basically I got the Bounty Veteran Footman and a loot box. I'm not doing any loot boxes. You know, it's a little scrap metal, so no big deal. Now I can go ahead and talk to Thane Paladin Took, and we finish up. So what did that take us? About 25 minutes for the explanation plus the battle, and I leveled up about a quarter of the way through, maybe a tenth of the way through the level 34. So if I run this 3 or 4 more times, we'll go ahead and be leveled up to 35, where I want to be, before I make the trek 1 into the Troll Shaws. Now, the Troll Shaws as an area, I'm actually probably over level right now for the South Troll Shaws. Once I get over here into the Brunian Gorges, if I was running the quests that are in this area, probably on level. And then again, once we get up here into the Rivendell, these are level 37, 38, 39, 40. So we'll go ahead and continue on through there, get some levels up off camera, and I'll be back with y'all on the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this content. If you have, please consider giving me a thumbs up, like. A subscription would be phenomenal. Trying to grow the channel so I can bring this classic video game to the masses again. I think Lord of the Rings Online is one of those games that just has great staying power. Even the fact that it is I've been playing it for 8 years, off and on. So we'll go ahead and work through that. So again, everybody, thanks for your support on this. And this is Snigby signing off. Have a great day. Bye-bye.